It is 1 o'clock. It is week 2 in the high school football season. We'll talk to Kyle Parmley from Starnes Media coming up on the program as we will discuss that big game last night in Vestavia Hills as the Rebels take out Auburn, and, of course, a big slate of games coming up later tonight.
Well, Jox 94.5 and Total Sports Travel are giving you, yes, you, the chance to see Auburn take on Oklahoma live in Norman. One lucky winner will score a trip for 2. That's round-trip airfare, a 2-night stay at the National Hotel in Oklahoma City, 2 tickets to watch the Tigers and the Sooners, and transportation to and from the stadium. So, if you want to go, text the keyword Tigers to 205-834-9450 to enter right now. Don't miss your shot at the ultimate game day experience, courtesy of Total Sports Travel and your home for college football, Jox 94.5.
Shave my eyebrows for that. Sounds like a pretty good deal. Sounds a lot better than Conrad's deal when he went out to Norman.
Yes.
In a truck. Yeah. Let's go to Kyle Parmley. Kyle, happy high school football Friday to you.
Yeah, it's going to be another great one. So we're in, week 2 now, and it already feels like it's going 100 miles an hour.
Yep. Let's start with Vestavia. Schedule was crazy nuts last year. They finished strong. Got better as the season went on. They loaded up. Crazy good schedule this year. They dominate last night. What are you making of this Rebel team? Because I do have people telling me they might be the one to dethrone a reigning Region 7 champ.
Well, based on last night, that could very well be the truth. I mean, my jaw hit the floor when I saw what they did to Auburn in the first half last night. I mean, Auburn High has been perennial power in 7A for a long time, and they were number 3 in the 7A poll heading into this week, and Vestavia just destroyed them. I mean, it was 35-0 Vestavia with 2 minutes to go in the first half last night, and they end up winning 42-14. I mean, it was like, just looking at the numbers from this game, like Vestavia could do no wrong. I mean, we're watching the breakout of junior quarterback Charlie Taft. I mean, last night he was like 15 of 20, 233 yards. He rushed for 96 yards, 3 total touchdowns, just unbelievable. And the defense forced a couple turnovers. I mean, just a complete domination from Vestavia. And yeah, I mean, if they play like that throughout the rest of this year, they are that's a contending team right there. So we'll see. They're going to have to back it up, and maybe, perhaps Auburn isn't quite as good as they have been the last couple of years. But, I mean, to do that to a team like Auburn is super impressive.
And it might not be the only time you see these two teams play each other, because those two regions will be pitted against each other in the playoffs. So very well could see.
Exactly right.
Yep, Auburn and Vestavia Hills playing again. All right, let's talk about the game tonight over in Hoover, man. This was a great game last year between Spain Park and Hoover at the Hoover Met. Tonight, it's going to be at Jaguar Stadium, the home of the Spain Park Jags, and Spain Park coming off an impressive win on the road up in Huntsville against Sparkman last week. And now Hoover trying to lick its wounds against IMG. Tell us what you think about this one coming up.
Well, there's a reason this is our Under the Lights game of the week. I mean, this is 2 really, really good programs, 2 great teams, and I expect Jaguar Stadium to be rocking out there tonight. The only thing I'm a little jealous about is the fact that I'll be there and not, listening to Landrum's call of the game. But otherwise,
you can put it on loop later.
I mean, exactly. But last year, this was one of the games of the year last year. I mean, you mentioned Spain Park winning. Spain Park jumped out ahead. Hoover clawed back, took the lead, and Spain Park scored late to ultimately win the ball game. But it's hard. You mentioned Hoover losing to IMG last week. It's hard to glean much from it. Like, we just really don't know because of how stacked that IMG roster is. So for me, the questions in this game are, Spain Park, a lot of new players at skill positions on offense, and they really answered them last week against Sparkman, rolling up over 600 total yards. But this Hoover defense is a completely different animal. So Brock Bradley, he's got a new cast of weapons to throw it to. We'll see what kind of traction they can get against this Hoover defense that is just loaded with stars all over the place. And then, for Hoover, they're still, kind of trying to figure it all out with a new quarterback in Caleb Freeman this fall. And this Spain Park team has a lot of questions as far as, answering them and seeing if they can be as good as they were last year. And tonight will be the first, real big time test to see just where these two teams are, because I mean Hoover wants to be a contender in 7A and Spain Park wants to be a contender in 6A, and I think we'll start learning a lot about both of these teams tonight.
Kyle, that's a great matchup. Another great matchup taking place tonight, Major Brown Memorial Stadium, Parker High School. Mountain Brook and Parker, both teams winners in week 1. They met twice last year, competitive games. Of course, Parker went on to win the 6A championship. What are you seeing in this one?
Mountain Brook's players, they won't say it as bluntly, but they have been really looking forward to having another chance to play Parker. You mentioned the 2 times they met last year. When they met in the regular season last year, Mountain Brook was the better team for over 2 quarters of the game, and then they just kind of, I don't know, it just really slipped away from them in the third and fourth quarters, and Parker pulled away, and then Parker kind of took care of business in the playoff matchup, and then went on to win the state championship. But right now, Parker, sitting at number 1 in Class 6A. They've kind of earned that distinction after the way they last year win, and Mountain Brook will be, coming in as a hungry team, going on the road. We'll see. I mean, it just seems like this Mountain Brook program is what they always are, based on what we saw last week. They're really they love to run the football. They control the lines of scrimmage on both sides. They've got some new faces that are really kind of stepping up on defense into some leader roles. I think of guys like linebacker Miller Lee, that is one of the key guys in the middle there. So they're going to have to, slow down this Parker attack and be ready to match them physically. But that's going to be a big time game tonight, because Mountain Brook has really been looking forward to this matchup.
Homewood is 1-0. They're taking on Briarwood, who is 0-1. Briarwood played a big rivalry game last week against Oak Mountain and lost, but they're now hosting the Patriots, who had an easy win against John Carroll. What do you say about this one this evening?
Yeah, Homewood, they looked, I think we talked last week about how they've really got high hopes this year. And against John Carroll last week, that was an electric start for them. Quarterback Caleb Carson could do no wrong, and Homewood scored early and often, and the defense played great, and it was just a great start and a good rivalry game for them. On the Briarwood side, if you recall last year, they lost their first 5, and that was just a little too much to overcome, because even though they won their last 5 games of the season, they didn't make the playoffs, and it just kind of was too little too late. But this year they're replacing Luke Reynolds, and Luke Reynolds was such a force for Briarwood on both sides of the ball, really. And last week against Oak Mountain, Oak Mountain just, they had a couple of big plays that really turned the tide of the game. Oak Mountain scored a defensive touchdown and, extended their second touchdown came after, Briarwood committed a personal foul penalty on a 3rd down that would have forced a punt. So Briarwood feels like if you could take 2 plays away from that game, they're right in it. And you saw some flashes last week, but Briarwood's going to have to get a lot more of those and do them consistently and finish drives and things like that. And tonight's another tough matchup for them against a team that, they're kind of punching up. They played a 7A team their first game, a 6A team tonight. So I think Homewood has the edge here, but it'll be fun to see 2 kind of local. Yeah, they're not really rivals, but they're really not that far apart. So it'll be fun to see this little local game.
Kyle, another game tonight. It features Chelsea. They travel to Weewa-Tumpka to take on Wetumpka. Both teams winners in week 1. Chelsea was a team, and I think we talked about it in our season preview, but last year got off the strong start. It was a backloaded schedule, but this Chelsea team certainly looks like it's a program on the rise, and exactly what that looks like by season's end will have to be seen at a later date. But they take on Wetumpka. It seems like even traveling to a place like Wetumpka, Chelsea and the Hornets, they should go 2-0.
I would think so. And this will be another opportunity. Last week against Charles Henderson, Chelsea, they won 51-27. And to be honest, the game really wasn't that close. They jumped out big, and Charles Henderson kind of, they scored a couple touchdowns to close the gap a little bit before Chelsea just ran away with it late. But Chelsea has 3 quarterbacks, and they're really trying to figure out what to do there. If they're, going to have a by committee approach, or if one guy is going to really take hold of the job. I mean, they all 3 they have a little bit different skill set. And tonight I think will be another opportunity for them to just keep getting reps for these guys to see, how that's going to evolve. And I mean, it's such a blessing for that quarterback situation to have the running back tandem that Chelsea has, and Chase Malone and Morgan Barnes. I mean, both of them were outstanding last week and piled up a bunch of yards. So Chelsea's still working on that quarterback situation. I think they're the better team on paper against Wetumpka. They had to come back and win late in this matchup last year. They got down 14-0, ended up scoring a couple touchdowns to win 15-14. So yes, I think Chelsea's the better team here, and they're still looking to answer some questions on the offensive side of the ball.
Clay Chaltville was impressive last week against Hueytown. Big win there. This week on the road against, actually, no, I take that back. They're at home, if I'm not mistaken, at Cougar Stadium as they're taking on Ramsey, who is 0-1. Can Ramsey get on the right side of things this week?
Not if Clay Chaltville plays the way they did last week. I mean, that Clay Chaltville, they went to Hueytown, and Hueytown, I think we're going to be proven throughout the season that Hueytown is not a bad football team and is no slouch in 6A, and Clay Chaltville just ran right over them. It's really interesting because Aaron Fry is another one of these guys that at quarterback for Clay, he got that year under his belt last year, and there were ups and downs, there were some inconsistencies, but you've got a whole year of going kind of through the fire, and you figure that'll pay off, and it certainly appears to have so far. And let me just tell you, it does not hurt, and Landry can attest to this, to have a guy like Corey Barber on the outside.
No.
We talked about him last week, but the transfer from Spain Park, I mean, he was by far the best player on the field against Hueytown last week. And if Clay gets that kind of production from him this year, they are going to be really difficult to stop. And I don't know that Ramsey has enough to slow down Clay in this one.
Is Corey still committed to Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss?
He is, and
Okay.
whoever ends up with Corey Barber is that's a great get.
Yeah, it is.
Man, he is electric.
Yeah, he's a special player. A game that Pat and Molly are going to be a part of as they travel to Gadsden City. Hewitt-Trussville, I didn't realize this until I was reading your write-ups for all of these games. You telling me Hewitt-Trussville has pitched how many straight shutouts, and they could make it how many this week?
Hewitt-Trussville has not given up a point in 3 regular season games. They finished the year last year with back-to-back shutouts, and then they pitched another shutout to start this year. So, last year's Hewitt-Trussville defense was 9.5 points a game, the best in the state. I mean, they were really, really good. Defensive coordinator Sean Talsman does such a great job with that unit. And, they come out again last Friday night, put up another 0. And, this Gadsden City team, that's the question for me. That Hewitt-Trussville will win this game. They are just the superior team on paper here. Can they pitch another shutout? I would love to see that kind of chess match because, Pat, like when we get down to it and you've got backups in there and, a team's trying to score in garbage time, like
Right.
If Hewitt's up big and has got that shutout on the hook, how desperate will they be to try to hang on to it? I mean, we know Coach Josh Floyd is just all about getting the wins and getting better and all that, but making it 4 in a row shutouts in the regular season, that'd be pretty impressive no matter how you slice it.
No, that would be. And I will say this, it's when you go play the Titans at their place, it is a tough place. I mean, the place is packed. They always got
They got the cannon.
They got a lot of really talented folks. I mean, it's always a battle. I can't tell you how many times we've gone up there with what Kyle just said on paper, a much better football team, and you look up in the fourth quarter and you're about to get beat. I mean, it's that type of game. So we'll see.
No doubt.
We'll see if everybody shows up and got their head screwed on straight.
I remember
tonight.
it was a new stadium. I think Dre Kirkpatrick was in the game that I called, and it was several years ago. But was that one of the first high schools to get a jumbotron?
May have been. It's right there on 759.
Yeah. I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
I went up there several. I mean, it was one of the first seasons that I was ever covering high school football. Clay Chaltville was at the height of their powers under Jerry Hood, and I went up there when they played Gadsden City one time and just couldn't believe it. Like the clock hit 0, and it's kind of like, wait a minute, Clay just lost to this team. I mean, you're right. Going up there is that's not an easy place to play.
No, it's a passionate fan base.
We expect
sure.
a shutout tonight, Pat.
Oh, thanks. Put that on me.
Molly, no points.
This will be Molly's first trip to Titan Stadium, so hopefully the treat her nice.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, hey, I'll give you one more game tonight, guys.
Sure.
John Carroll is hosting St. Michael. So
Hey.
Philip Rivers, the head coach of that St. Michael team, his son Gunner, standout quarterback. They're coming up this way. But John Carroll is dedicating its field tonight. They've got new turf down, and Pat Sullivan Field's gotten a little bit of a facelift, and they're honoring their 1973 state championship team tonight as well.
Awesome.
There's a lot of cool things going on at John Carroll facility-wise. They're redoing the field house right now. It's just a lot of cool things going on tonight. Will be a fun game to watch. I mean, this game was a 1-point game last year, so John Carroll trying to get their first win and got a really cool night planned, and what they call it the Bishop's Bowl. Two Catholic schools kind of going at it, so it'll be a fun night out there in Homewood.
That should be. Kyle, always fun talking to you every Friday. I look forward to hopefully running into you on a Friday night very soon, and we always appreciate you spending some time with us on Friday afternoons.
Sounds great. Good luck tonight, guys, and I'll see Lundrum later on.
All right, sounds good.
See you.
Thank you so much. That's Kyle Parmley joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. If that old tree is leaning a little bit too close to your house, don't wait for the next storm to make that decision for you. Call Golston Tree Service, 205-337-4443. Your trusted, fast, affordable, and professional tree removal, trimming, and cleanup. Licensed, insured, and ready to handle any job, whether it's big or small. Golston Tree Service, call them today, 205-337-4443. Mark that number down, because 205-337-4443.
He's got questions. You better believe we got answers. Pat Ponders comes your way next.
It is 1:21. Welcome back. Let's finish the week on a strong note. I've got questions. They've got answers. This is what we call Pat Ponders. Brought to you by Courtesy GMC out 459 exit 32. Get by and see them this weekend. Great deals going on with the Back to Schools sales event. Check them out online at courtesybirmingham.com. Question number 1. What is the most interesting thing, whether coach, whatever, that's not happening in Waco or Tallahassee this weekend in college football? The most interesting thing, it can be a person, player, team, coach, whatever, that's not happening in Waco or Tallahassee.
Can be anything.
As long as it's not in Waco or Tallahassee.
I'm going to be honest, and I don't know if this will qualify as like interesting, but I'm really excited to see the Lee Corso's last game day and the headgear pick and just, I know ESPN's been putting out some promotional stuff, and some of the stuff that I've seen already on social media, I've caught myself maybe shedding a tear or two, seeing how emotional everyone's been, and rightfully so. I mean, he's one of the faces of college football and has been for years. So just the way, I guess, kind of how ESPN dresses up the last game day.
Okay.
Use that one. I like how you said dresses up. I think it's...
Get it? Like the...
Yep. I think what is Sugar Baby doing during the game?
You mean Gold Digger?
Yes.
Come on. Trademarks, people.
North Carolina and TCU. How many shots do we get of Jordan? What is she wearing? Does she look like a coach's wife? Or does she look like she's working through the pageant process? No, seriously. I was kind of going non-football, but around football. And I'd be interested to see how many cutaways do we get.
Those are both very good ones. Yep. All right, question number 2. Who's responsible for more yards this weekend? More yards. Arch Manning versus Ohio State or Garrett Nussmeier versus Clemson?
I'll go.
I think I'm going to say Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah, they want to go Nuss.
Yeah. I just feel like we don't have enough about Arch yet.
Yeah. True. I think experience plays a factor. I think that LSU can certainly get the yards. My fear is that Arch gets into that stadium and Ohio State's defense is what it is. And
yeah,
you get Caleb Downs staring down one of the routes early on, and then it's off to the races. Yeah, I'll go Nussmeier.
Yeah.
Okay, so both of you take Nussmeier. I agree with you guys. Next question. What SEC fan base is completely deranged about their team's potential this year? Go ahead, say it, Molly.
Is it
You're
bad
laughing.
to say Vanderbilt?
No, it's not bad at all.
Okay.
Oh. I'll go South Carolina.
Another good one.
If you think your team is going 10-2 this season, I think you are deranged with that schedule. And maybe they don't. You might have South Carolina fans yelling at the radio like, we don't think that. But I would say that we have heard that end of the spectrum where some people, it's kind of cooled a little bit, but that would be South Carolina winning a whole bunch of games. I just don't see it. 7 or 8, yes.
Question number 4. The Packers are giving Micah Parsons almost $7 million more a year than what Jerry Jones reportedly was going to offer him. Do you guys believe Jerry Jones ever intended on re-signing Parsons, or was this his master plan all along?
Oh, I think that Jerry Jones, after watching that documentary, I think Jerry Jones is the point in his life is this is what I'm offering him. And if you don't like it, then you can go somewhere else. I don't really care.
See, that's the thing about him and the way that he runs that organization. It seems like it's his way or the highway. And if you don't like it, then tough luck. So I don't know. I feel like that he was going to leave regardless.
And to be fair, Jerry Jones, even though the Cowboys aren't winning Super Bowls, Jerry Jones and that franchise continues to increase in value.
That is true.
And he has built that thing. I know it was a storied franchise before he bought it, but he has built that thing into a how many billion-dollar monster?
I think what,
and the
$8 billion?
And the branding that is, he's got, love him or hate him, he's got the street cred. He's got the coins in his pocket. And I don't think he is going to let a 23, 24-year-old player tell him what to do or dictate terms.
And the other interesting part is the amount of money that he's going to get now moving forward with the Green Bay Packers is more money than what Jerry Jones paid for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
The irony.
I don't think Jerry Jones is going to let anybody tell him what to do, especially at this point in his life where he knows that he's towards the end of the race.
Yeah.
He's not going to.
No. That is this week's Pat Ponders, brought to you by Courtesy GMC and Trustful. Get by and see them this weekend. You will not miss a game. All the great televisions in the showroom, great deals on all brand new GMCs, better than Southeast. Go by and see them. They're at Courtesy GMC right off of I-459, exit 32. More three-man front on this Football Friday on Jox. It is 1:31 here on Jox. Week 1 continues later this afternoon and tonight, and of course this weekend. And we're so happy to have Kevin Todd back on the program, vegasmistake.com, 866-441-2711. Welcome to Week 1. I hope all is well with you, sir.
Yes, it was. And let me tell you guys right now, I just want to let everybody know out there that whoever's listening to your show today, I am running a season special for 50% off. That's right, folks. You go right over to vegasmistake.com or you give me a call at 866-441-2711. Mention you heard me right here on Three Man Front. I will give you 50% off a season package.
50% off. That's 866-441-2711. And if you're new to the program, and Kevin Todd has been on this program for years, and what Vegas Mistakes does, they specialize in finding the significant. So let's get right to it, Kevin. And today, Georgia Tech is taking on Colorado, and Tech is a 4.5-point favorite.
Well, actually, that line has dropped right now.
Has it? Okay.
Yeah, it's down to 4, and I just don't understand it. Listen, they get a lot of respect because of the coach, Coach Sanders, but let's face it, guys. They lost their Heisman Trophy winner in Travis Hunter. They lost their best player in the offensive side at quarterback with Shedeur Sanders. And the last 2 years, they were in the bottom 5 in offensive of letting QBs get sacked. I mean, they couldn't protect him for his life. He was running for his life every single game. And they lost a lot of key players here. And let me tell you, when it comes to the depth, they really don't have much depth except that they got that transfer, I believe, from Liberty on their team. He's now the quarterback. That's about the only experienced guy that they have on the offensive side. I know they got a lot of freshmen over there and transfers, and they're all trying to fit in. But on Georgia Tech side, listen, they've been road tested, gentlemen. Remember, they went last year on the road. They beat FSU in opening game as a double-digit dog. They beat Miami last year on the road as a double-digit dog. They got their quarterback, King, returning. He counted for nearly 30 touchdowns last year. And they got the wide receiver, Singleton. He averaged 16 yards a catch as a freshman. I don't understand why the public backs this team so much, because I remember one time a coach said they're looking for more clicks than win. I think the 4-point here is a joke. I see them winning this game by a lot more, at least a touchdown or more. I like Georgia Tech in this matchup. And like I said, folks, go over to vegasmistake.com right now, and just say you heard me here on Three Man Front. I will give you 50% off a season-long package. And what I mean, that includes over 100 plays between now and the end of the season. And let me tell you, half of them, folks, they're going to be dogs, because I love the dogs. And if I give you a dog, I don't expect them to cover. I expect them to win the game outright. So what we would do, we'll teach you money management. You put 75% of your bankroll on the point spread, 25% of the bankroll on the money line. Because listen, folks, when you're betting a dog that's sometimes between 7 and 10, you could get 4 to 5 times your money on a single wager. That's what we do. We find the mistakes that Vegas makes, because let's face it, the odds makers, they're smart. They already know what the public's going to bet. The public perception each and every week is bet on teams that play good the previous week and bet on teams that play bad the previous week as well. You cannot do it. They set the line. They trap the public. And like I said, folks, you are going to get 100 plays. Go over to vegasmistake.com or give me a call right now at 866-411-2711. You get 100 plays for the entire season. Mention this show, I will give you 50% off. It's unbelievable, folks. And we got games going off this weekend. In fact, I got a dog this weekend that's going to be included in the season-long package that's going to win the game outright. We're going to make a lot of money this year, gentlemen.
Oh, it's going to be great. That's Kevin Todd. Go over to vegasmistake.com. And once again, just remind our audience here at Three Man Front the wonderful 50% off package that you're offering right now.
That's right. Anybody who's listening to the show right now at Three Man Front, just mention it. Call the number 866-441-2711. You 50% off this week for my entire season package. That's over 100 plays. Biggest dog this week that I absolutely love that the odds makers got wrong. Game outright. We're going to make you guys a lot of money. You let me do my job, I'll make you a paycheck. Each and playing as much as you're making now, sometimes, folks, even more. Go over to vegasmistake.com, dial 866-2711, mention Three Man Front, you get 50% off.
Incredible. Kevin Todd, looking forward to another great season with you here on the program, vegasmistake.com. We'll talk to you next week, Kevin.
Yes, and I'll be on every Thursday. Let them know.
Yes, every Thursday. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thursdays at 1:30. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much. vegasmistake.com, 866-441-2711. 27-11. Had a little technical hiccup yesterday. He was supposed to be on yesterday, so he'll be on every Thursday. But yeah, likes Georgia Tech. Says that is a mistake. Should be a lot more for Georgia Tech to win there in Colorado, where they smoke a lot of doobie in the second quarter. I mean, that's what Prime said.
That's what happened to Ralphie.
Is that why he is indifferent to running? Have you ever heard that definition before? Indifferent to running.
No, but I like it. I'm going to start using indifferent more.
When
You're indifferent to go ahead.
I was just going to say, I got towards the back end of my son's high school career. He ran cross country, and he was a long distance runner. And, we're talking about like flipping 20 laps around the track, that kind of thing, which that takes a minute or two. It's a very long race.
You're indifferent to getting there on time.
I was indifferent to watching people run long distances, and I wasn't involved.
So would you show up like final lap?
Just text me when he's on the last lap, and I'll get out of the car. No, I
Some
was there
people
for
watching
Dylan the
NASCAR.
whole time.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it.
I was thinking
really
cross
did.
country like they were actually running through like a park or something, and you would jump out from behind a tree.
Yeah, we had one at Herd Mart, and they had to do that, run through the creeks and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. That looked like fun.
I would be indifferent to that as well.
Yeah.
Unless a
That's
bear,
never a big
unless
fan
a
of the
bear was
running.
chasing me.
Yeah, somebody's chasing me. It's a different story.
Yeah.
All right, we will continue. Got a full bank of calls and texts that we're going to get to, as many as we can before the top of the hour. It's a Football Friday here on Jox. So Landrum and I, we were just talking during the break. It's going to be a very emotional Saturday morning on game day, as Lee Corso will have his final show at ESPN. If you saw it on social media this morning, he was leaving the Orlando airport. He's flying commercial to Columbus, Ohio on a Southwest Airlines flight. And it's a situation where those folks at the gate gave him a standing ovation. Very moving. And we know how close Kirk Herbstreit is with Lee Corso, and that's going to be a very emotional time, not only for Kirk Herbstreit. I was very fortunate in my time at ESPN where I was around the game day crew a good bit. I traveled to many game day sites with Paul Feinbaum, and I was able to see a lot of the behind-the-scenes activities and the friendship that Kirk Herbstreit and Lee Corso has. That is a very real thing. That is not something that has just been manufactured just for the television camera. That is very real behind the scenes. So it's going to be very emotional. And Molly, you just sent me something that I think is really cool, that what's going to happen tomorrow on the competitor of College Game Day, and that is Fox's Big Noon Kickoff.
Yeah, so Fox tomorrow will televise Lee Corso's final headgear selection.
That's very cool.
I think that's really cool that they're doing that.
That's first class.
Gonna be on Big
That's
Noon
good.
Kickoff, which, like you said, is their rival, but I think that's something that's very classy of them.
Very much so. And Tom Rinaldi, that year, or actually 2 years that I was around the game day crew, Tom Rinaldi and Chris Felica, a little backstory. So Chris Felica's wife, she was the comptroller for ESPN Game Day. So like anytime, like she was the money person. Like she was the one that dealt with your hotel rooms, a lot of your travel, a lot of the food expenses and things like that. So anytime that I was going to be on game day, she would send me an email and say, hey, I've got you booked at this hotel, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. Give me your receipts. So she was the comptroller, and Bear was obviously a mainstay on College Game Day. And Bear's a great guy. And Tom Rinaldi, goes without saying, is a first-class dude as well. So pretty cool that Felica and Rinaldi both will be able to give their proper goodbyes and be a part of that and have their own tribute to Lee Corso. So that will be tomorrow morning on game day.
Well, a place that you can catch all the college football action this weekend is our friends over at Big Whiskey's, because they're the place for great food of all varieties with a full menu with apps, salads, burgers, and steaks. Their bar features unique cocktails, over 120 whiskeys, including whiskey on tap, and plenty of screens so that you can catch all of the college football action all weekend long. They also offer different food and drink specials for each day of the week. They have happy hour, and the kitchen is open late every night. So go check them out in the Stadium Trace Village off Highway 150 near the Hoover Met.
Appreciate everybody tuning us in today and participating on Twitter, as well as the text line and the phone calls that are coming in at 1-800-239-WJOX.
Let's go to one Don. Hey, Don, how are you?
What's up, guys? War Eagle, baby.
Hey, War Eagle.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, Landrum. Everything.
I got
How
awkward
are you
there.
guys going to handle? How you guys going to handle this when you're at your high school football games?
Very delicately.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be something else. I've got Coach Bill Clark. He is doing the broadcast with me tonight. My normal sidekick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, my normal sidekick is actually in Waco, Texas. He took his family out, and they're going to the Auburn game tonight. So I had Bill Clark in the bullpen, so he will be on the broadcast. So he and I will try to find an iPad or something in the in the press box in Gadsden to try to figure out what's going on in Waco.
Don, what are you doing? Are you cleaning out a closet? What's going on? Are you making an order? Delivering?
I'm driving, Landrum. I got to go to my. I know I told you guys about my brother. I'm headed to the church for his memorial.
Okay.
Like a celebration of life and everything. And I appreciate you guys. When that happened, everything, you guys were great to me. And guys are always great to me. And Molly, I got to brag on your Nebraska your fans. They are unbelievable. What an atmosphere that was. My goodness.
Watching that was kind of insane, and the pictures and the videos that all my friends were sending me that got to go to the game, it was pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it was great, Don, because they covered. Oh, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. And this is for PG. me and Pat, I already texted you. I'm helping PG with his picks, and we would have had a perfect night if it wasn't for those Cornhuskers not covering.
Yeah,
Pat, so
yeah.
I know how you feel.
Tell me about it.
Feel.
Yep. They should be kicked out of the
But
Big Ten for that.
Well, Molly's got to shave her eyebrows now.
Yeah.
A message to my buddy Crimson Convict and everything. And I hate to say this, buddy, but if you're 9-0 going into that Alabama game, I'm sorry for you because that line. Now he gets the line that he had already had just for entertainment purposes. He gets what he's already got. What do you say, 13.5?
Yep, it's 14 now, but yeah, 13.5 is what he had.
Well, and that's my next question. Now, Dave, FSU, Dave and Conrad, whatever the line is at game time, right on their little fun deal.
That is correct. Yes.
And by the way, Pat, me and Hastings had a good conversation this morning.
Mm-hmm.
If Alabama loses this game, I think Conrad just should stay in Florida and not come back. Okay.
I bet you Hastings was probably recommending that based on those two guys.
He sure no. He wouldn't. No, he didn't. He doesn't have time to call today, but he told me to pass that message on to y'all.
Don, are you going to be wearing a headdress for the game when you watch it tomorrow, Alabama and Florida State?
Well, I'm going to FSU. The FSU watch party. Me and PG and Maria got invited to go, and I got a kick out of FSU Dave yesterday. He goes, Don, if you invite any of your Alabama buddies, I will kill you. Okay, so no Alabama fans allowed at the place.
So Creed's not even invited? What?
No. FSU Dave said no Alabama people at all. Period.
So we got cliques forming with a social taco group.
Yeah, but everybody's Landrum. Everybody's invited to your place tonight. We're going to the pregame parties at 5:30 at
my
Ramblers.
Place. Oh, okay. At the Phoenix, 1630 Second Avenue South near Railroad
You
Park.
thought you were talking about like at Landrum's house.
Who are all these people in my driveway?
Well, I'm sure. My buddy Gary the Gringo is going to have. I've already talked to him. He's got some family in town. They're going to watch the game together with his family tonight.
I can verify that was not a lie because I saw the car in the driveway this morning. Yep, he's got family.
That's right. He's got his. I'm sure Gary's got some good news, and I'm sure you know about it already, Landrum. I'm sure he don't want me to say anything over there about it, but I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay. Well, guys, y'all have a great weekend. War Eagle. Oh, by the way, before I go, I didn't get to hear the bet. Did y'all do the Auburn game on the Bet It, Forget It?
Yes, everybody took Auburn.
Even Molly?
Even Molly.
Yes.
I mean, she hates
Molly,
Auburn.
The Auburn hater she is. Molly.
Hey, she hates.
I don't hate anybody.
Oh, come on, Molly. You don't like my team.
Molly, you hate Iowa.
She does not like
She
Auburn.
hates Iowa. Well, that's okay. I hate the Big Ten, so we're all even on that one.
I can live with that.
All right, guys. Listen, have a great weekend. Hopefully, I'll be in a good mood tomorrow. And no matter what, I'm calling in Monday no matter what, okay? I'm not going to lock myself in the closet like the Bammers do. I'll talk to y'all Monday,
All
okay?
right. Thanks, Don.
What if somebody locks him in a closet?
That's what he did with his girlfriend.
Molly is indifferent to forehead hair. That would be eyebrows.
I like my eyebrows.
Okay, so the bet again you said was
somebody's recommending you don't have to shave them. Why don't you just grow them out?
They don't.
If I did that, you wouldn't be able to see my eyes. I probably need to get them shaped up. I wonder if my wife will do that for me.
I'm going to be so honest with you guys. I haven't gotten my eyebrows done in like 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
But they don't like really grow.
So if Long Island beats Florida, she's supposed to shave her eyebrows.
I'm not shaving.
She's not going to do it. She hasn't agreed to do it, so no.
I'm
In
not
Long
gonna
Island,
do
if they
it.
beat Florida, then
We got a lot of issues.
does Billy Napier even? Does he leave in the middle of the night? Does he pull a lane?
So I was telling you earlier about all the folks. I have not seen one single individual pick Florida State to win.
No.
And our friend Nick Kelly from AL.com, he has posted his prediction for tomorrow. 35-14, Alabama.
Okay, that's under
That's
the
a
number.
cover.
That's under the number, Nick. Yeah.
And that's a cover.
Woo.
That is a cover.
Rodak's number was under the cover too.
Mm-hmm.
At 50.5.
Yep.
Let me check out the latest lines. See if we got any movement. I mean, big ball is like Pat throwing in late wagers.
Not I. I lost all my money last night thanks to Nebraska.
That's what we do.
Molly's going to have to buy me dinner tonight at the game because I don't have any money left.
It's still 1.5 Auburn, and scrolling down Alabama. Alabama minus 14. Total is at 49. So that total has moved down. Weather.
I told you earlier that Auburn undercovers Philip Marshall. He's got Auburn winning by 7. Jason Caldwell's got Auburn winning by 11. Nathan King, Auburn by 4. Ronnie Sanders, the publisher, has Auburn winning by a touchdown. Patrick Bingham, writer for Auburn Undercover, he's got Baylor winning the game. 31-27. Molly sent me last night some Baylor predictions, and every single one of them predicted Baylor to win. So,
our buddy Crimson Convict, he has weighed in on the text line. He says Don is in the closet. Okay. And then he says, Landrum, friends don't let friends bet high. I blame Pat's failure on you.
Yeah, it is your fault,
Were
Landrum.
you smoking doobies when you made that bet?
No, I was not.
I believe you were not. Jamie says, I think Alabama's going to beat the brakes off of FSU, 42-17. I don't like that because that's over the total. If AU fans locked themselves in the closet after a loss, we would never hear from them. Past few years, this is true. Drake, big Florida fan. Guys, just saying, I hope Bama wins. Can't stand FSU, but if Bama was to lose, do you think there will be a conversation about the Bama coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be a conversation.
There will be a mass amount of people on Labor Day when we're live here on the air calling for his firing.
Yes.
Cowboy will drive from the state of Texas. We've already talked about that. The contingency plan here on the show, if that were to happen this weekend. But it's not going to. Alabama's the better team. Alabama's got something to prove. The only thing that Florida State has going for them is
Wet turf.
Wet turf.
New stadium.
Gus Malzahn, that offense, at least for a half.
Yeah.
And Thomas Castellanos.
Yep.
And Jaden Roberts, he's going to be available.
Yes, that was announced earlier this morning. Jaden Roberts, who has been out for concussion protocol for Alabama, he has given the green light to participate tomorrow. Doesn't mean that he will, but he has been cleared. So we'll see what happens. As Landrum mentioned, we will be here Monday starting at 10 a.m. So hope you'll join us. No matter the outcome of tonight's game or tomorrow's game, we will be here.
That's right.